28 or 25 of this 28 game main event about to begin here. Chloe Fatsis remains on stream this morning. She has had a series of really exciting game, has gone 1-2 in those, but every game coming down to the final turn. She is now playing for her life. She is 3 games behind both Mack Meller and Ian Weinstein with 4 games to go. Chloe needs to go 4-0 and needs one of the 2 players in front of her to go 1-3 or 0-4. This is a perfect matchup for her. She needs to take control of her own destiny. She needs to go beat Mack. She can't wait for other people to do it. She's got to take care of the task herself. Chloe Fatsis and Mack Meller, a must-win game for Chloe. Mack just playing to keep himself comfortable in this one. He's in first place right now.
Yeah, and one thing to monitor for Chloe, I don't know how much she's thinking about it, but it could be a situation where she doesn't need to only win all these games, but needs to catch up on spread too, potentially. Mack has a lot of spread. Joe Edley also has a lot of spread ahead of her. So if she's going to win these, she might need spread as the tiebreaker as well. So Mack getting a blank right away, it doesn't look promising for Chloe's chances, but don't count her out yet.
Don't count her out at all. I was counting her out against Joe Edley, and then she almost won. She ended up dropping that game by just 1 point. Don't ever count her out. But yes, the Z, the S, the blank on Mack's opening rack is not the start she thought of. However, no bingos play here for Mack. 2 candidate plays, ADZ or TZAR. Morris, those are really tight. You think there's advantage to playing one over the other?
Probably TZAR. You don't hold the E, and E's are likely, and it's fairly likely that Chloe has an E. It's the most common tile in the bag. TZAR, you have the S. I realize the bingo leave of SD blank isn't quite as good as RST blank, but the upside of the types of bingos you'll hit is higher, and you won't give back as many points, if I had to guess.
These are neck and neck on a sim. Czar, the slight winner here, just about a point or a point and a half above. But ADZ is going to allow Mack to bingo a lot next turn, and those bingos can score pretty well. ADZ, the way Mack opens this game. And look at this, the vertical openings all over the stream. A shift in the Scrabble scene. BEGHNWX. Chloe's rack, she does have the big E tile to take the back hook. ADZE is valid. Hex and adds is 39 right now. WHANG plays through the A and adds. That's 24 as well. Morris, you pouncing on the hook and taking the points here, or are you going to hold on to the X?
Yeah, I'm a simple guy. I see that many points, I'm taking it. Hex comes down. BGNW isn't a great leave, but this will also slow the game down a bit, Hex. So, yeah, big fan of Hex. And Chloe draws an I, which is nice with the NG she's keeping.
All right, Mack's brain is about to explode. The last time we saw him on stream, he had a crazy game against Joe Edley that saw Joe pull a Q and a blank on the same turn, and Joe burned the blank for 48 playing, or 46 playing coin. Now Mack gets to make a similar decision. Do I play the blank? SUQ and Adzes is 54. Mack is playing a phony here.
Wow, I actually thought Quartles was good. But I guess I was thinking quartile, not quartal. But is she holding? I see them laughing. Or no, maybe they're just laughing at Max luck. So wow, a rare phony from Mack Meller at an opportune time. I mean, pawning scores a ton as a response non-bingo, but yeah, wow, good job, Mac.
Whoa, I hardly ever see Mac play a phony, but the less often you do it, the more likely you are to get away with it. That was gutsy from Mac, and it's just a huge swing in this game, but Chloe definitely not dead yet. That gives her exactly what she needs to clean up an ugly rack, pawning a nice double-double for her. Wow, what an interesting start.
Yeah, so I was looking at some of this stuff last night when I was creating like when I was getting like stats info on all these players, and uh I've noticed that Mac does Mac's not like Nigel, like Mac phonies occasionally. I was surprised at how often it was an unsuccessful phony for him. I would have expected him to be able to suss out if he's phoning, um, right, he's doing so an opportune time, but he wisely, yeah, took advantage, I think, of just the respect he's been given as he doesn't play phonies, and it couldn't come at a more opportune time in a lot of ways. I do wonder if he had this in mind for this opponent specifically when he was looking at the top five last night. If he thought, is there anyone here who will trust my word knowledge over theirs? And yeah, if we have an interview after the game, I'd love to hear his thoughts on that.
I don't want to put Mac in that situation. I
Fair enough.
don't want to go on and ask, did you play a phony on Chloe on purpose on the stream? I think that puts him in an unfair position. So that's one, as a commentator, I'm unwilling to ask him in the moment. If you know Mac well, you're entitled to ask him that question personally, but I'm not going to do that to him and put him in an uncomfortable situation. The worst thing about competitive Scrabble is most of your most frequent competitors are also some of your best friends and generally just wonderful people. And you do have to play phonies on your best friends if the tile bag gives them to you, if your word knowledge gives you that. It's never personal. And Chloe will not take it personally at all if Matt comes back and says that. But I'm not going to put him in that situation on stream. I don't feel like that's fair. I'm going to draw a line there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. That's very fair.
Well,
So yeah, I mean, this game, yeah, I guess we should keep concentrating on the game because it's still within a bingo. I mean, Chloe has scored pretty well in her first few turns. This turn will be a bit slower, but uh, there's definitely still a lot of game left.
there is a lot of game left. Not the start Chloe wanted, but she's right there in it. 139 to 91, still a blank in the bag. Reasonable tiles. It's my turn. All right, I'm fine. One thing that I think is going to come up is both the front and back hooks possible on pawning. Pawning takes the front S, spawning. Pawning does not take a back S, and spawning does not take a back S. Mac is an absolute monster on the words. I wonder if he knows this. I wonder if Chloe knows this or how certain she is. But those are things to watch with three S's remaining in the bag. The front hook available, the back hook not available on pawning, will not be available on spawning. And those INGS words are so maddening. We'll see if Mac knows it. We'll see if Chloe knows it. But their word knowledge probably going to be put to the test in this game. Let's focus on Chloe's turn now. BBEIMNU. A number of good plays here for her. Begum through the G in Yogini is nice. 26 points rather, but 30 points for Num NUMB beneath Yogini, making INNU and him. That's also a nice option. If she does want to try to bingo quickly, BUBS to the S in the phony quartals is 16, but keeps the much more bingo prone EIMN leave. I like all of these plays, and I would spend a good amount of time here trying to decide which one's best. Do you have a preference early on in this turn, Morris?
So I'm actually, I don't think a play like Bub's is quite merited here. To me, it feels like after a play like Numb, the B is still a fairly good tile for the board, and MINE isn't that strong a bingo leave that sacrificing the points this turn will necessarily be it will be fruitful the future turns. So I'm a fan of something like Numb, I think here. I think, yeah, the B is still will still be a good tile on the board, and you'll keep the game close.
A hard turn for sure here, and looks like she's got maybe BUMB Bumble set up. I'm trying to figure out where those would go, or if they go anywhere at all. Don't see plays there. Nubile also plays through the L in quartals, NUBILE. That keeps the unwieldy BM leave, but it scores well. lots of different potential plans here for Chloe. BUBO also plays down to the O in Yogini. That's a cool way to keep lines open on this board in the short and long term, but I think that's a little bit too reckless. She's not down enough yet for it to be desperation time to make a play like Bubo. A really important turn here for Chloe. She's focusing in on BOMBE through the O in Yogini. That's 28 points, better than almost anything else she's going to find on this board, but does hold the unwieldy INU combination. She'd like to do better than that if she can.
Yeah, especially that the Q has been played. The UIN is uh, not a desirable lead to keep. So I think she's trying to shift away from that, looking at something else at this point. But yeah, to me, Num, Begum, one of those two plays seems best. But she's playing Umbil. So yeah, interesting. It does open the top of the board a bit more, which will be important long term, given that the Q is the uh, main tile in the top left portion of the board. That's going to be really hard to open it up from that direction. So it does make sense for long-term board dynamics, but it sacrifices a lot of points on the scoreboard.
I do see the top of this board is going to be hard to get to otherwise. I see why you want to try to make a play and get up in that space now. This is reasonable from Chloe, but NUMB was a lot of points. We'll see if she's able to unlock that. She can't fall into the same trap she fell into against Joe Edley, where the board starts to go away and get closed off, and you don't have many chances late in the game. So this is a reasonable choice for her. EGIOOSV, the rack for Mack, and he has to make a hard decision on this turn. ENVOIS plays through the N and pawning for 39 points. That's a killer score, but putting the S out in space is not something that's going to be exciting to Mack there. He probably doesn't want to play it off at all. OGIVE and GO is 23 points. VOGIE through the G in Vogie is 26. And I think that's the play you make here. Try to keep things defensive. You're in a good position here if you're Mack. Don't put the S in space. Don't give Chloe an opportunity to burn me. This is a good play, but this is also a good play for Joey or for Chloe.
Yeah, so and join comes down. I one thing that was interesting about Umbel is since Begum was also available, I was wondering if Mac was going to try to read into that beyond, I don't know, either her missing Begum or deciding just long term to open up that part of the board. But he elects to go for a play that makes a lot of sense, and Chloe happens to respond back with a very nice counterplay as Mac draws into a whole bunch of bingo options here.
A great pull from Mack. He drew the first blank and bingoed with it the phony quartals. He's now found the second blank, threatens to bingo again. Going to have a little bit of fun with this turn as we read out the top options for Mack. He's got a bingo through the I in enjoin. That is the 76-point diagnose, but that puts a big hook out in space in a game where Mack will be leading. He would probably opt to make more defensive options in this situation. His highest scoring bingo, 78 points through the M in Umbel, is orgasmed, 78, or gladsome with a blank L in the same spot for 76. Mac is so good at the words. He's going to see every possible bingo here, and I suspect he'll just pull the trigger on a high scoring one up top.
Well, he has Gladsome set up, and I think Gladsome rather than Orgasmed makes a lot of sense just because the G as the first tile makes it harder to make a lot of board opening plays on the top right side of the board. So that I think will be his choice if I had to guess. Uh, but yeah, this I mean, even after this bingo, so both blanks will be gone, and Chloe will still be within a bingo, and with plays next turn like Omicron available, uh I think she'll only be down 30-ish points. So maybe even less. So it won't be a crazy Like Chloe could still come back from here even after this bingo from Mac.
She certainly could. This one is not over yet. Gladsome, the play for Mac, sets up one other little conundrum. Gladsome does have a back hook. It compares. Gladsomer is a valid 9. So playing Gladsome, I do think the best move for Mac. We may or may not see this hook come up later on in the game. Put to the test here. Gladsome, 76, Mac's decision. He leads 241 to 176. And as Morris teased, Omicron available to Chloe on this turn. But oh my God, there's one disgusting option. That's an inhuman play. And she's found it. Look at this.
Oh, Boomkin. Awesome. That's great.
Incredible. Wow. Wow. Keeping her odds alive. This is so much better than anything else. This is so hard to spot. What a beast play from Chloe. Boomkin is 49, opens the board up, gets rid of all of the dreck. That is astounding. Way to go.
Yeah, great job. And the R pairs nicely with a lot of the bag too. I know there are a lot of R's. Wait, has there not been a single R played? That's crazy. But there were E's, T's, all sorts of stuff. So maybe I spoke too soon. I didn't realize all of the R's were unplayed at that point. So the Gladsomer hook could definitely come into play. There are 6 chances still. Oh, sorry. There was an R in the phony. Right. Okay. The bag's from Mac's perspective. My bad. So, but still a lot of R's left. So Gladsomer, as Matt was alluding to earlier, could definitely be in play coming up.
Mac, Ceeilt, sees the N in space, has bingo-prone combinations, but no bingos on this rack for Mac. He's got to figure out what he wants to do about the new threats on the bottom of this board. Man, I'm so happy Chloe found Boomkin. That is so good. Okay, Mac has 2 plans of attack at the bottom. The straightforward centile, Centile, scores 30 points. Knocks out the N, but opens bingo lines at the bottom of this board. Lentic, the 6-letter word Lentic, seems to be far more defensive and helps Matt control this board in the long term. He's not up by much, but he's up by enough that I think you start thinking defense here. 16 points, and it's your turn. Lentic and defense feels better to me. Max seems to agree as he's got it set up, but he's going to take his time. Make sure he optimizes this one. Morris, you agree with Lentic?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. It looks like there are a lot of vowels in the bag. Right, or I guess it's fairly even. It's 22 consonants, 20 vowels from Mac's perspective. So yeah, I'm fine keeping the extra vowel here. But either seems reasonable, I think. Yeah, I think I don't know what else you consider here. Even it just seems so natural to play in that part of the board at this point.
You've just got to choose your approach at this point, offense or defense. One other play through that spot is Tinct, Tinct, that also scores 30. Not quite as defensive, but EEL with 6 unseen A's, 5 unseen E's. I don't know about that one. I think I would look to play Centile or Lentic over Tinct.
Yeah. So I think he's sort of cycling through various options there right now. But I'm trying to assess, so long term, so after a play like Lentic, the board is becoming interesting because the bottom right portion of the board has a lot of space available still. And so that could mean there could still be a bingo or two to come down, even though it looks like the board is starting to get exhausted in other parts. So I think, yeah, we'll sort of monitor how the bottom right unfolds as Lentic comes down. But that to me feels like the key area where there could be a lot of room for fireworks in these coming turns.
This situation, just a wonderful example of the difference between 2050 play and 1850 play, as Lentic is a hard to know 6-letter word. It doesn't take an
one
S.
Thing
Oh, the 6. Go
Sorry,
for it, Morris.
one thing I forgot is lenticel is a word, right? So Matt just picked that up, and he will see lenticel, I'm guessing. I don't know if it will be his best play, but that might have been part of his reasoning with lentic as well.
EL or Lenticel, and yeah, Mac has picked it up, but that's a hard play to make because it just opens the quadrant of the board he chose to close last turn. So it feels weird to do opposite things on back-to-back turns. But few other options. Chloe drops Def, easily her best play, I think, on that turn, wasting no time. Back on Mac. Chloe has a ton of time left in this one. Mac put to the test. Lenticel is good. But lenticule, Lenticule, also valid and way better as an option for him. Almost nobody in this room makes the play of lenticule. In fact, there are probably 0 players in the room who make it. But if there is one, it is Mac, who sits on it right now. Does he know the word? Does he spot the word? And does he opt to open the board or keep things controlled instead? Big test here for Mac.
Lenticule, I think Mac knows that range of 9s, if I'm not mistaken. So if he sees, I mean, I think he would have arranged it by now if he did see it, but so he's just playing lenticel. So maybe he just doesn't know lenticule. Okay, interesting. I
So
didn't
there
know.
it is.
So
Probably the only mistake we're going to see from Mack Meller all tournament right there, missing the 9-letter extension lenticule, playing the 8-letter extension lenticel instead. You don't often see Mac make any mistakes. He is so good, so prepared, and knows so many words. Jot this one down, put it in Scrabble history, put it right next to High Arnet for Nigel. Just kidding, but like only kind of. Back to Chloe. She trails by 37 and has a nasty AFPRUVY rack. She needs to score, but she also needs to keep good combinations of letters or she's going to get caught up in some garbage. She does have one of the R's that she needs to cash Gladsomer, and all of her high scoring options are in that quadrant of the board. So now she is put to the test. Does she know the 8 to make 9? Gladsome to Gladsomer. Will she cash it in here?
yeah, it's really tough. There aren't that many some words that take the R. I know winsomer is one, but like a lot of other ones don't, right? Awesome, I don't think does. Wagsome doesn't. So it would be understandable if she doesn't uh, register the hook or doubts its validity. And yeah, if she doesn't think it's good, then it's a really tough position for her. Uh, like, what would you even do if you don't play over there?
You've got nothing if you don't spot or notice or know the Gladsomer hook. You've got FAV on top of Lenticel for 16. You've got PIU through the I in Boomkin. You've got nothing if you don't spot or know Gladsomer. And in Scrabble, you have no idea which word is going to be the difference in a game. You just have to try to prepare as best you can. But the 8 to make 9 gladsome to gladsomer is going to be the word that changes this game. Whoa.
Yeah, I get the sense that since Chloe still has her tiles alphagrammed, that she isn't considering the hook. Whether she's seen it and doubt its validity or hasn't seen it, is another question. But to me, it seems like she's not considering that.
And especially given what we just saw last round from Chloe, where she did lose a turn. I know it's always toughest to think straight shortly after your confidence is shaken. She lost a turn in the last game, and I know anytime I lose a turn, I'm unwilling to try anything that looks foreign for a few games afterwards because I'm mad at myself because I don't want it to happen again. It's a really tough psychological place and a huge part of a major tournament like this, a 5-day Scrabble event, is just keeping your nerves together, stopping yourself from getting shaken or rattled. Chloe has done it so well all tournament, but she's going to have to do it again here against an incredible player in Mack Meller.
Yeah, so I think she has Pew set up right now. And to be clear, if she plays Pew this turn, um, she it isn't out of the question that she doesn't play Gladsummer in a future turn. Or she plays Yop actually. So like it's still a possibility she thinks she might explore at some points. For now, she's gonna play it a bit safer and hope for the best. Given all the O's and E's out, she could draw into an over word or maybe like favorer is not the most unlikely given the bag. Um, so this makes some sense, but yeah, the Gladsomer hook. We hope it will be used soon.
We will see. In Scrabble, you don't just look at a word and decide this is good or it isn't good. You have to think deeper than that. And Chloe's probably, if she notices the hook, she may or may not try it if she's desperate enough. You'll pull the trigger on anything in a time of desperation. But I don't think she's desperate enough just yet. YAUP, the option from her. And she has reached in and pulled an S. That's going to be big for her as we progress in this one. Also, big is the fact that Mac has found 6 vowels. AEEEITU vowels and crappy racks like this are not what you want when you're nursing a narrow lead. This was a bad pull for Mac into what was a bad leave after Lenticel. EAU is 12 next to pawning. A Dew addressing the D in death is 6 points, but this is a really tough turn for Mac. Augite is another option through the G in pawning, just 7, but a good way to obstruct some different lines all at once. I will also point out the pawning back hook becoming more and more important as other things get evaporated, other lines evaporate on this board. So we'll see the Gladsomer hook, the Pawnings hook. Pawnings, of course, invalid. Gladsomer is valid. We'll see. There's a lot that could happen in this game.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Like, I think both. I think Adia here makes some sense. It blocks probably the highest scoring bingo line on average. That's fairly likely to be hit at some point. So this makes some sense, especially with all the R's and A's and seeing TE feels like there could be some value in keeping that given the bag. Um, I think a play like Agai, it's risky because it blocks some bingo lines, but it creates high scoring lines, and you're not up enough that you can afford to allow for like 30, 40 point plays all of a sudden. So as we're seeing here, Chloe is going to, I think, take the lead here, barely, or maybe tie it up, or close to tie it up. And and it's a neck and neck game right now.
Chloe ahead by 7 after the play of FIAT. Once again, not hitting the Gladsomer hook. There were plays available, but the play of FIAT down bottom also awesome. I suspect that either Chloe doesn't know the word or hasn't seen the word. Joe Edley walking up behind Chloe, giving them both a big fat thumbs down. Joe Edley knows both of these players very well, and of course, just having a good time with them. I think he's also letting them know, I just lost. So that helps them understand their chances left in the tournament. So a Joe Edley loss. I wonder what that does to the standings with now 3.5 games to go. Mac has AEENTTT, and he's lined up what is the highest scoring option by 9 points. Attempt, the 6 letter ATTENT, plays to the triple. Attempt is another one of those weird sixes. You cannot put an S on the end of this word. I lost a turn at club last month doing that, but attempt, another 6 that Mac knows, showing his mastery of the lexicon cover to cover, not just the short and long words, but even the intermediate stuff. Great play for Mac. Puts him back ahead by 18.
Yeah, this is getting to be quite the position. I mean, Gladsomer is going to become more and more uh interesting over time. I I mean, Pawnings and Crush just look so good to Chloe here. She needs to reel it in to make sure she doesn't just do have hopium here and make a play that's invalid. Because I'm pretty sure Mac will challenge this pretty quickly. Spawning has the anagram of wingspan, so if you've studied that pair before, which I'm confident Mac has, it should be a fairly quick challenge. Um, so if you can get your sights away from Crush and Pawnings here, what's Quackle saying looks good?
This looks pretty good. Curve scores 20 points. The other two options for Chloe, again, take the Gladsome to Gladsomer hook, CUR, CURR, or CURRS up there. But again, assuming she doesn't know or see that word, curve a good option for her. It does remove the possibility of big pawnings plays, of pawnings bingos, but maybe Chloe has studied that set too, the wingspan spawning set. That's a great point for Morris, and Chloe's deep in the lexicon. I bet she's seen that at least once or twice.
Yeah, so doesn't quite hit inhalers here. The T in a tent just blocks it. Actually, is there nines in there? I forget if there's a nine, and I don't think through an N and a T that would. But it's not her turn right now. I guess we can focus on her turn in a bit. If you're Mac here, uh, yeah, I mean the W isn't a terrible tile for this board, given the WYE possibility above Yop and the relative few hotspots available in general at this point in the game. He does have two R's, and so for the first time, we're going to see if Mac notices the Gladsomer hook.
Surely Mac knows the hook. I bet he's noticed the hook. Probably the first thing he thought of when he chose that over the other options like Orgasmed. But pacing is a big concern here for Mac. There are just 4 tiles left in the bag. This game has gone quickly, and Mac's got to try to figure out a tough pre-end game situation. 4 in the bag. He doesn't know exactly what he's going to draw, but he wants to try to set the pace so that he goes out before Chloe if he can. Playing 2 tiles feels pretty nice here. A play like OR and Gladsomer achieves that. That to me looks much better than WORE and Gladsomer in this situation. Mac may also conclude that now that he's seen Chloe play off R's, that maybe she doesn't see the hook and he could consider leaving it alone right now, playing elsewhere, and then sneakily winning the game next turn with it. There's a lot for Mac to think about here. If you've ever seen him on YouTube, he's processed everything I said and 100 extra pieces of information already. And he's got to get this one right. OW is the play he's playing here, keeping EORRS. Again, leaving 2 in the bag. The pacing, very important for Mac. He is up by 20 now with 2 in the bag. And the pre-end game now, Chloe's to solve. AEHILRS. I don't even know what's going to happen here. So, Morris, what are your initial takes on what's going to be a very long and important turn for Chloe?
So, I mean, the first thing that I was surprised by was Mac, normally so calculating, he must have figured out pretty quickly there aren't that many bingos through the N in Enjoin for Chloe. Otherwise, I think something with Gladsomer, or maybe he noticed any plays there like Row even would ROW and Gladsomer wouldn't have even blocked that many of her bingos available. So that is interesting that Mac did not consider that spot, or right, did not consider that area of the board to play so quickly. So then if I'm Chloe and I see that, I have to wonder, does that give me certain information about what tiles Mac has? Right, there are 9 tiles in the bag, so, or 9 tiles unseen to her, so 2 are in the bag. It feels like we might be able to gain some information based on how Mac just played. But maybe that's looking too much into it.
Chloe looking at the unseen pool, trying to figure out what Mac might have, and there's some scary stuff. Adorners or readorns would play through the N if exactly OR are in the bag, and OR is in the bag a very large amount of the time with this unseen pool, especially with the extra inference. Mac is not leaving 5 random tiles on his rack after OW. He's leaving 5 good tiles on his rack. So adorners, readorns is how this game ends in many instances if Chloe doesn't block there. But Chloe is in a disadvantageous situation here And sometimes you just have to say, well, if Adorners is home, Adorners is home, and I lose, I've got to assume that you've got a worse rack than that. This is an incredibly complicated position, and Chloe actually has some time on her clock to figure it out this game, as she's had some quicker plays than we've seen from her in the previous games. Ooh.
Yeah, so it looks like she might be considering Show and Ha right now. I think that's what she has set up, in between the S and O and Quartals and Enjoin, uh, which scores a fair amount. I just think that with two in the bag, you're giving Mac tempo advantage in the end game, and that will almost certainly result in a loss. So to me, that doesn't look right on instinct immediately. That doesn't mean that's wrong by any means. It just my instincts are saying that if you're going to play in that area and not play with Gladsomer, uh, you're probably going to need to play off a lot of tiles. So something like Hernial, right, it scores very few points, but will often lead you to just go out the next turn, and that might be able to right, that might give you the point advantage back by catching Mac with some stuff in his last rack. Something like that. That would be sort of my starting thought process. The L she has is also a pretty valuable tile at the surface, I think, just because of the OI from Boomkin and Vogie makes oil. So that's another thing I might be thinking about. Yeah, Matt, is there anything? I guess she has Sheila with the Ag off the G and Gladsome set up now. Any thoughts based on that little conversation, Matt?
I think if you're Chloe, you have two lines to victory here. One is play one tile, maybe just plunk the S, play Adzes and Yoginis, leave one in the bag, put the Fog of War back on Mac and make him solve a puzzle. The other is to do exactly what Chloe's lined up here, play very long. You can't play two tiles or three tiles in this instance. Whatever you do, you've got to go out next turn if you're going to win this game. Playing HA and SHO and AI is a losing play. You're going to lose narrowly, but you're going to lose almost every time. Sheila takes a shot, and I think this, at least at first, is a better idea. But there's a lot to think through. You've got to figure out different sequences. What could Mac have? What do I give back? And she's going to see if I play Sheila and AG, I'm going to give Mac huge stacks back. He's going to play OARS with almost any combination he can have, and I'm going to lose this game. He can play EARS as well. So Sheila feels like it loses if most of those tiles, if Mac has a good rack. If an A is in the bag still, then Sheila could win, but the A is going to unlock big counter plays. So she's going to look for other options like Sheila. She's going to look to play long here, to play 4, 5, maybe even 6 tiles to make sure she's going to draw an out next turn. She's pulling 2 tiles out of the bag as long as she plays 2 or more tiles this turn. So the more you can play now, the more likely it is she goes out next turn. Sheila or something like this is what I would be looking to do. But you got to spend every minute of this time trying to optimize your line here. Mac, I'll point out, has found and set up what looks like his best in-game option of re-roof to the R or to the F in depth. That's going to score very well for him and may just be the difference in this game.
Yeah. I guess the one other thing, can she do some sort of setup with the S here is one other option, especially with the tile like the H, right? If you can make some sort of 4 tile word, uh, and then put an S in front of it, uh, that feels like that could. Oh no, Mac has an S2, so never mind. That would not be a good strategy. So yeah, it feels like given that Sheila gives counterplay so often, I guess are we concluding Yogini's and Adzes makes the most sense here and give Mac the one in the bag decision?
I don't think so, because if Mac has a one in the bag situation, he gets to do the same thing. He gets to play long. He might just bingo out with the Dorners and beat me. If he doesn't have that rack, re-roof is in the cards a lot. Gladsomer plays are still there if you can factor that into the calculus as well. It's an extremely complicated position, but again, Chloe doing it right, looking to play long here, not short. And Sheila going to be the shot she takes. This wins if the A is in the bag, I think. But grasping at straws, it is an uphill climb. Chloe, I think, solves this one correctly, but not the right tile in the bag.
So the crazy thing, as chat points out, is adzes would lead to re-roof and then hard line for Chloe to win. Crazy sequence there that did not happen in the end. It looks like he still has re-roof set up because it didn't block re-roof, but he might switch his play out now.
Reroof does not win this game. Reroof a loser, and I don't think that playing adzes would lead to hardline. I think Mack would block hardline. I think he'd see the possibility. He is so good in these pre-end game situations. As I mentioned, at the first couple turns, Scrabble's just a play about milk and equity and finding the best play. And then in these pre-end game situations, it becomes I'm going to milk, I'm going to optimize, I'm going to maximize my win percentage. Mack solves those puzzles better than anybody, and he solves them so fast. He's impressive. But re-roof looks to be a losing play here for Mack. Chloe would hold DRR, and she threatens DURR through the U in Umbel. That would win the game for her if Mack drops re-roof right now by 4, 378 to 374. Mack has 3 winning plays here. Each plays above Sheila, either OARS, EARS, or AERO. The only 3 winning plays for Mack that the engine spits out. Maybe he can also block DURR and slow play this one, but I see
there's a second DUR spot.
Oh yeah, down through the UV curve.
So he can't block. So yeah, it looks like he'll probably need to play parallelly to Sheila.
So the double DUR, a great line for Chloe. Mack would have to throw this game though. Mack sets re-roof up, looks at it. It's possible he sees the DUR at the bottom and not the DUR at the top. And if you only see the DUR at the bottom, if you expect that's where Chloe's going to play out, this is a tie. Re-roof leads to a tie. So if Mack whiffs the spot on top and Chloe's able to play out there, re-roof leads to a tie game.
Yeah, I suspect Mack will, if he sees it's only a tie, though, he'll shift to looking at other plays too. But yeah, he has set up re-roof for a while though here. It's but to be fair, we have seen him more than other players maybe set up a play and then pivot to something else. Like we saw that yesterday with hat boxes. He shifted to the correct play of Ox eventually. So yeah, it's slightly concerning that he is under 3 minutes and he's kind of stuck with setting up re-roof. But yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Okay, Mack giving us the drama, but here he comes. And I know he sometimes liked to mess with us on the stream and, spell out his options and then troll. But I don't think this was a troll. I think this is just a really hard puzzle for Mack. He has time to solve it, and it looks like he has. OARS going to lead to a narrow win here. You see him shake his head like, oh my goodness. But he spotted it, and I think he knows he's got this one now.
Yeah, so this... we're still we're still on our feet here. I'm saying this game looks over-ish, but it all depends on Mack actually pulling the trigger with play like Ors.
This has been so much fun. Chloe has had 4 awesome games on stream as she controls her own destiny. She played very, very well in them, but I think perfection might have led to a 4-0 game. I love how Scrabble always seems to put your fate in your own hands. You see some drubbings of games sometimes, but so often it seems to be just a little mistake or two leads to a narrow margin of victory. She still played extremely well on stream, and I don't think we'll see her again during this tournament, but I will say one more time for those just tuning in, Chloe, the only woman in Division 1, and kept things interesting until the very end. But Mack Meller, just a machine of a player, and he's going to knock her out of contention here. Now, in this game, because of the phony situation, I don't want to cut to the overhead mic and get the post-mortem, but I do want to hear what these players say. I'm going to have to make a judgment call. I do think we'll turn on the overhead mic. I just hope we don't pick up anything personal.
$25 is $139. 22 is $113. 26 is $165. 63 for $176. 76 is $241. 49 is $225.
It was a great play, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
27, 268, 36, 261. This is 30, 298, 22, 283, 6, 304, 28 is 311, 25, 329, 20, 331, 22, 351, 27, 358. Yeah, that's 31, 382, and 16. Yeah, awesome.
Oh man.
374 and 6. Yeah, nice job.
You played a great game for only
Thank
having
you.
one S.
Yeah. Well, 2. No.
No, you only had one
1.
S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I was really struggling. My rocks were not the best, but I don't know. I just
Oh,
I
my
could
goodness.
play Ha. From my perspective,
I was-
you could have adorners is the risk there, but then you can just out in 2 before mate pretty much. Most I feel like almost I could do
I don't
Ha.
think you can worry
I
about
kept an R.
R.
I had inhalers. Didn't work.
I was a little worried you were going to maybe drop an S here
Hmm.
and leave one in the bag.
That would have been interesting.
Because then I would have to worry about hard line.
Right.
And I don't know if I could have afforded to block because I can't score much if I
Right.
block. I might have
Yeah.
just gone with re-roof and prayed you missed.
I don't know. Maybe you like always have something here that's just
So you drew
DR.
So there were
RD was in the bag.
a lot of R's left.
Yeah, there were a bunch of R's from my perspective.
What did I just do? I played out. I mean, so I have another O almost definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean the problem is if you draw another R.
Yeah, I mean, this was lucky that I even got something. Yeah,
It was funny. For the reason I took at first, I actually was adding this as 18 for some reason. I thought it was going to be a tie.
Oh, wow.
And I was checking because Gladsimer is good.
Oh god, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering that
Yeah,
for a
it
while.
is.
Okay. Also, pawning.
No.
Okay.
Spawning
I figured
wingspan.
you would have played dosages if
I
it
was
was good.
ready
Yeah.
to insta challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Good.
spawning wingspan. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Good thing I didn't play crush instead of.
Yeah.
um.
Oh my goodness.
Oof.
I won by 2.
Yeah.
I was watching. My game was done.
She played great. I mean, she only had one S.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you got both blanks.
Yeah.
yeah,
both
that's
blanks.
yeah.
Yeah, I just threw shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Except for my last rocket. Yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe this isn't right.
It's so hard. I mean,
Because I just wanted to get rid of a bunch of
this-
tiles.
I mean,
that
this
felt-
probably doesn't do you any good.
Wait, so this was Lentic?
Yeah.
Extended?
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I don't even know if you're going out. Like,
Brewer, I guess.
yeah.
But-
I mean, I just play store doors and that should
Right.
outrun you, right? I mean, well,
Yeah, maybe it's just
what are you going? 7, so it's 27.
Wait,
Yeah.
So what was the pre last play?
So
This,
she played this
Sheila.
keeping an
You
R.
played Sheila.
This is unseen. I just played ow
You just played
over here.
Al.
yeah, maybe okay, so if I drop the S,
Instead of playing Sheila.
yeah, I
Right.
keep,
Because
leave
see,
one
my
in the
predicament
bag.
was when you're going up. This is a lot of points.
yeah, it's 25, I think.
26.
27.
27.
7.
Oh,
You know what I'm gonna ask.
Get it in. Yeah.
26.
Yes.
Sorry, we have a lot to talk about
You're
here.
good. That's fine. I'm no pressure. I just want to help
26.
John so we compare.
I think I'm probably a lock at this point, but I don't know.
I think you look close to a lock. You're both 3 up, right? With 3 to go.
Did Ian win again?
You did.
Oh wow.
So it's going to be me and Ian, almost
Yeah.
definitely.
Well,
Maybe.
unless someone
Someone-
wins all 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So who's got the most spread?
Jesus.
Seth?
Yeah. Look.
Look at
It will-
that game.
I was telling her, I mean, she only had an S. I had 3 S's and 2 blanks. She played a heck of a game here to be in it.
Yeah, it was really hard. Lots of hard turns. Is
Yeah.
gubbin a word?
Gubbin. I believe it is sticky S.
Ah,
Did you
okay.
confirm you're good?
Yes, I submitted. Yeah,
Yeah, Gubbin's a
Okay.
sticky S.
Gubbins
Gubbins.
is
Yeah.
Gubbin.
because I on Umbel I kept BIU
No, then you wouldn't
or
have had Gubbin.
UIN. Sorry.
BIN then maybe.
Oh yeah, BIN. Sorry. Yeah.
Huh.
It was that was a hard turn. I was thinking bomb.
Quartal is different. Huh?
Quartal is good.
Quartile.
What? This is good.
It's not good.
Quartals? Is that what they were saying?
It's not a word.
What are you talking?
It's not a word.
What? Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
Is it no S? Or is
It's
it
just not a word.
Whoa.
Shoot.
Looked like a word to me.
Quintal and quantal doesn't
Quantal.
take an S, and quintal takes an S. I thought of
Or
shoot.
oh wow. Okay.
I thought it was
If
good.
neither of you knew,
Looked
I
like
thought
a,
it was good. What can I tell
looked
you?
like a word to me.
Oh,
sorry.
man.
No, it's
You thought
fine.
Quartles was good?
Yeah, I did. I'm
First
not
turn
gonna
of the
lie.
game, right?
Or-
Second.
No.
Second.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a word. I'll admit it.
Um,
Yeah, because like if you do this, I mean, so I'm down 7. See, I think I have to play re-roof and pray you miss, because like
Mhm.
otherwise,
right, and then
I mean, unless I,
Latimer is good.
it is.
okay.
I mean, unless I can maybe do something
Yeah,
here,
you
to,
could do-
maybe, or I have to keep an. Oh.
Yeah, aura. That was what you had.
Is the H threatening at all?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's
The score.
can score.
No, not really. Yeah, just there's the only spot.
If I play Serrano, do I? No, you probably can outrun me.
Because yeah, I have enough.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It might be hard for you to play enough tiles, honestly. Because if I,
Right. Yeah, I can't.
well, I mean, so I,
read
I mean,
So you're up 5 if you play.
If I play
Ads. If you play the S, you're up.
No,
5.
she's up 7, right?
I can't read 100. 51 to 50
58.
to 57.
58. That's it.
No. If you
Oh.
play ads, is one.
But how
of
many
the
is it
last
for
ones.
67?
26.
So she's up 6.
Yeah,
So if I play
Yes,
Serrano,
6.
I'm up 2.
and then I'm drawing 1 from that bag.
I mean,
Either R or D. Yeah, I mean,
if you do
With
this, your
Serrano.
best is probably Hewed.
huge, right? But then.
But then I have R. Oh no, I have OR. So 20.
Mhm.
So
Put you up 8. Puts Claire up 8.
no, more.
More.
She'd be up 18. I need
she'd be
10.
up.
I
After
need
Circuit
10 with OR. But then, oh wait.
But then, you have Glad
No, I don't, because
Oh,
Serrano's
Serrano.
here.
Well, what about just
I need 10 for OR. That might not happen. Then. Maybe Serrano isn't the play.
Wait, there must be something. Right? After queued and
So maybe I don't play Serrano.
maybe you play.
I won by 2.
Wow, a lot of close games.
Yeah,
What went into the you played Sheila here? Or
yeah.
something like
I just
that?
wanted to be able to go out.
Yeah.
It didn't. I mean, yeah, it gives
It's
back
so-
some points, but
What other words were you considering?
hey, I didn't really.
I
Consider
think if
doing
it's
this.
a 7v7, I think I just win most of the time.
Right.
I mean, I would have played re-roof. I'm definitely winning then.
Oh, after Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
extended Lent? That's really
Yeah,
cute.
no, well, I played
Lentic.
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 I was.
Oh,
I
okay.
was also gonna extend that.
Yeah, well, this kept 4 vowels, and I had 6 vowels
right,
here.
yeah,
I
I
thought I was in
figured.
trouble.
There's no way Chloe can know what's in the bag, but I think if she played SHRI there, she would have won.
Here?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Gladsomer. Maybe if I hadn't played, I would play it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't at the
I
point where
didn't know that.
I had to do anything.
Did this come up? Just curious.
No.
I was.
I was prepared to
I
challenge
figured.
them.
Yeah, I figured you would have played there when you played Gladson. You
Yeah.
would have had dosages.
So,
It definitely sounds
why
like a
should
word.
we?
but
Oh,
it's
because
not.
then.
Yeah.
But does that outrun re-roof? Oh, yes, it does.
I just didn't play it.
Well,
INGS word in my
I
last
should tell
game.
you about the game against me.
The stream game?
Yes.
Was
Oh,
this
yeah, I
a
watched
tough
it.
play, not blocking through the end? Or
no, it
or-
wasn't because I just knew if I blocked, she could outscore me. I knew I had to take the
I'm
risk.
glad they don't have
Honestly, it
audio.
was because
You mean like
there were still 4 in the bag. Yeah, no, that was
Oh,
honestly
things
no.
out loud.
Maybe.
I've been in that position enough. I just know, I'm more likely to get outscored if I don't block that. I know I have to. If she has a bingo, then it's GG. But
Yeah.
no, I didn't really even consider blocking. Honestly, I just knew I couldn't.
blocking what? Blocking
The end, no. As I knew if I did, I'm stacking too many points, and she can just
And she
end
could
game
just
me.
end
Yeah,
game.
I knew I had to
She
concede
was
if she had
just
the bingo.
one short of inhalers going
Yeah, I
down.
know. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
this is
obviously
so
a hard. This is
hard.
a really hard turn. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you
that
can
was
just always outscore me after Sheila.
No,
'Cause
but
the back
not
sucks.
always. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I think if you draw a vowel, if you avoid an R and draw a vowel, I think you
Yeah.
can probably win.
I mean, with the S, definitely.
I mean, if you draw like this, you're probably. I mean, if I have 3 R's, you're probably.
Yeah, I was
Ooh.
hoping you had 3 R's.
What did I?
I think she's got to play an R though with 3 R's insane.
I
Because
mean,
now, I mean, I think you're.
But can
winning.
she still score more enough?
Yeah,
Well,
with
if she
Ro-
plays
or-
Harl here or something.
yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
I can play or.
Oh, having Gladsomer actually really helps
Yeah,
this. If you,
true.
and if you,
I mean, if I
yeah,
had to play it, I would have played it.
yeah. Oh, you're totally winning. Well, I still have Or, so.
Well, you do your 30.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
no,
so
you
much
still
more,
win. This is
yeah.
18.
Or it'd
Hold
be
on,
a tie
wait.
then.
But then
Oh,
she's
that would
getting.
be a tie with 16.
Are we
Yeah.
sure?
Or
Hold
no,
on,
because then he
she's
has a
up
D, so I
7.
win, actually.
7 minus 24. She
Right.
needs 16. She wins by 2.
Yeah, I win by 2
have
because
a
you
D,
would.
and she doesn't anymore.
Okay.
So that's
Right. It's
cool.
gonna be hard for me to do better than Ors.
Right.
And you can't block.
This. Well, I could play Doors. DORRS.
Hmm.
But then I'm just not scoring as much.
Yeah, how
12.
much is that?
24.
So what's the difference now?
I'm up
You're-
17. So you need
And
13 to tie.
it's 10. Maybe it works also.
Row 11.
What do you need to tie?
She needs 13. Wait, hold on. 4, 12, 24, 75, 58, 17. She needs 13 to tie with
13
EOR
to
after
tie.
Doors.
Okay. And is that? Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I see 11.
Yeah. Wait, that doesn't even work. There's no R.
ROE?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
11.
it's 11.
I don't see it. Or what
don't
if I
think
draw
so.
like
OAR.
OAR?
Then
Because
you-
then I get or up there.
Yeah, now you're
And-
gonna. And now I don't have anything. Now you're winning.
Yeah.
You're definitely winning.
And I imagine with the S, I'm winning. S and a vowel.
Probably. So. Yeah, I mean now. Yeah, I mean what the heck?
Well, I
do
can always just dink here.
Yeah.
And that's probably.
Maybe. I mean, what am
Maybe.
I even? You don't even need to. You're just
Yeah.
winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just play DOR, if she has the S.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah,
definitely
she's
winning.
winning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
So yeah, so you need to draw probably a vowel and something other than an R, and I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean probably like this might win too. Although Ors maybe still just.
Let's see, rod or door. I don't know.
31, 20. She wins by 2. Yeah, you win by 2 if you draw
Yeah.
DO, I think.
Okay. I don't know. Like, what else can I do here? Other than Shri. Maybe
I mean,
I
that's
do
hard.
Shri.
You mean AEL? I mean, you're not.
Yeah,
does
I
that
mean, I
actually
didn't-
win though with what you would have drawn? I mean, why does that win if I stop you from going out?
Keeps DR. I mean, gets
mean-
DR.
Okay, I mean,
I guess you can't block it for me.
14.
Like, I've obviously.
26?
Or,
So you're at 6. Okay. Re-roof gives you larder. Is that the idea? Okay. So yeah, but I mean, I'm also going to be able to. 6. Can't go out. Loses by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So 26. I'm up 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 7. If you play Lander or Darnell, so you can't go out.
I have ale.
Yeah. But remember, I'm going to play re-roof.
Oh, you still have.
That's the
your
problem.
roof.
I win here, I
Yeah.
think.
Unless,
Because I mean, and I can also play just drop Avo for like
Right.
18. I'm pretty sure you lose
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
too-
Yeah, see, Steve, I don't think she actually wins after this because, like I said, I can drop the S, and if she goes out, I win by 1 because she needs 8 and Lander's only 7.
Is Harl any different? It scores the same.
Harl?
Keeping the S.
Maybe.
Okay, that might be better. Diners.
The same.
She can.
OD.
Yeah, that might be. No, that might actually.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
keeping ED.
Yeah, so now I mean I have to be a little more careful here.
No.
Good question. So that would 12, 26. She's up 6. Plus minus 7. We would tie
You would tie?
if I play OR and she goes out.
Whoa.
I believe.
That would have complicated things.
Okay, that's a good question. Then she would win by 1 if. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. But
Wait, so
yeah,
what
but
do you
that's
do?
so we no, she can't. But that's
Wait. Let's put the S there.
well, that's
Oh,
2
yeah, but
turns
she's
though.
got-
But
It's 2 turns, I know.
Harl is a terrible play from her perspective. It keeps IE, and there's a lot of vowels unseen. That can't be
Yeah.
the right play.
There
I mean,
was OOO.
that's just.
in
I
the
mean,
bag.
yeah, that's just hindsight. The DR
Yeah,
was in the bag. It's a
yeah.
terrible
Or,
But
play.
you
sorry,
can't do
no,
it
there
in
was
real
OO.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's OOAEs from my perspective.
Yeah, no, you because even if you
Yeah.
draw another vowel, you
Yeah, it
can't.
just
No,
happened to be what happened.
no, you can't do that. Yeah, I still wonder about dropping the S.
First.
Yeah, because then that leaves 1 in the bag. So that makes my life.
A little more
Because I was sort of
complicated.
thinking,
we were. Well,
if she did that,
Because
I
you're
was
staring
then I-
at 4 R's, yeah.
right, and I was thinking if she does that, then she's threatening hardline. But I
Yeah.
might just have to play re-roof and pray because I don't unless I play something with
She
Gladstone
doesn't have
maybe.
the D, right? The D's in the back.
yeah,
Well,
the
she's-
yeah,
well,
we're
yes,
if I
yeah,
drew
She
it.
has a 50-50 shot of drawing it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, from my perspective, it's 1 in
1 in the
9.
bag. 1 in 9.
right.
But is there anything else I can draw? Also from that perspective, no.
No, but I mean, even so, you might just be able to. You might scare me into blocking maybe and then
Right.
outscore me.
Right.
Because yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't think I can get away with Serrano.
What was
I mean,
actually in the bag?
RD.
RD.
So if I play here with
That's the S too.
yes, good call. But I also had an S though. No, that was
No,
she's
she's playing
she
it.
played
He
it,
had an S.
hypothetically.
Right. So
Um,
this is the max fear is she draws a D and has hardline.
Right, exactly. And I probably figured and I'm going to be thinking there was an R in the back because I'm thinking if she drops the S, she probably didn't have 2 R's.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be scared of this because I'm going to be thinking
Right.
there's like a 50-50 shot she's
Right.
about to bingo
And
out
that's
on me.
what she's fishing for.
Exactly. So if I play re-roof, I'm thinking it's 50-50. I'm not thinking it's 7 out of 8.
And is there any other fish I can do? Like
I don't think. See, the problem is if you fish,
We should go to lunch.
yeah, I
we
know.
should too, and then I can also just block.
Yeah,
and there's no
then
you
because the
can't
fishes aren't scoring anything.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you can't reopen the board.
Okay. You
We
can
can
go
look
to
at
lunch.
the final
Well,
board
no,
up.
yeah.
go
Yes,
through it, then
we can.
I can square if you guys, so you can go to lunch.
And I don't know if they want to talk to us or anything, but it might be too late at this
No.
Oh,
point.
yeah. Good thing I didn't
You
play
guys
it
were too busy.
IE.
Yeah, that was a
Too
lot.
much
We can
analysis.
look at this more later, though. That
Yeah,
was-
I mean, I had some hard turns.
Great.
yeah. So-
Yes, these players could post-mortem this position infinitely. We'll get a Mack Meller video, I expect, after this one, whether or not he wins in the finals. But a crazy game between Mack Meller, Chloe making a fantastic last stand in Sheila, but Mack able to slam the door on this one. Chloe, heartbreaking losses of 1 and 2 point on stream, effectively eliminates her from contention. But a great showing, consistently high level play from Chloe. This is not the last we'll see of her. at a North American Championship. This is also not the last we'll see of Mack Meller, but it is the last we'll see of him today. This victory, plus a little bit of directorial discretion, Mack and Ian are both 3 up on the field with 3 games to go. Mack is going to be Gibsonized. He will appear in tomorrow's best of 5 finals. And the way the pairings are looking, just one player threatens to play spoiler to Ian. That player, Joe Edley. So after lunch, Joe will play Ian. If Joe able to beat Ian 3 straight times, I think he'll earn a spot in the finals. And if not, it will be Mack Meller and Ian Weinstein for a North American Championship and $10,000 tomorrow. We're going to make a decision over lunch after we look at standings about whether we're going to pivot to CSW as Mack and Ian are pounding the opposition in this one, or if we want to show you Joe Edley's last stand in the 2024 North American Championship. But before we do any of that, your production team desperately needs some lunch. Christian and Andrew have been picking up extra slack this morning. There have been issues all tournament, and they're on top of them. I really want to give them the chance to get out of this playing room, see some sunlight, eat some much-needed food. So we're going to cut here. We will be back in less than an hour, 2:30 Eastern time, the final 3 games of today. As soon as we make a lexical decision, I will put that information in the Twitch chat and let everybody know. But with that, Matt Canik, Morris Greenberg, Christian, and Andrew, the streaming team, are going to step away, get some lunch, and in 53 minutes, more Scrabble here from South Bend. We will see you all very soon.